What's going on, guys? This is the Talking Sports podcast with Adam and Alec. This is episode 31. Today, we're going to be continuing and finishing our series of previewing every MLB division. Today, we're going to be talking about the NL West, and we are now 7 days away from opening day. So every day we inch a little bit closer. This time next week, we will be having a podcast watching live MLB baseball. So that is going to be incredible. Alec, you want to get us started off with NL West?
Yeah, for sure. Like you mentioned, this is our last part of our MLB division previews. It's been a ride. Gotten a little bit better at each episode, so hopefully this will be our best. As you mentioned, we're doing the NL West today. Last year, very good division between 1 and 2. The second place had 106 wins. That's unheard of. Like, you can have one team over 100 wins, but have two teams in the same division over 100 wins. That's insane.
And how tight it was coming down to the last game of the season.
Last game, yeah.
Yeah.
So, run down this division real quick. San Francisco won the division. 107-55 was their record, which is only one game better than the second place LA Dodgers, who they're a monster.
Yeah.
Third place, you had the San Diego Padres finished 79-83. They finished 28 games back. And at one point in the year, they were fighting for the top spot too.
Yeah.
And kind of injuries, but we'll get to them also. Colorado finished in fourth, 74-87. And then Arizona rounded up the bottom, 52-110. Not much to say about them. But like always, let's start with the worst team in the division, being the Arizona Diamondbacks. Looking at their roster last year, they don't have a bad lineup, I wouldn't say. Just, I don't know. Let me pull it up real quick. It kind of froze. But I think the main guy on this roster, Ketel Marte, obviously, he only played 90 games, but he hit 318 with 14 home runs. He's 27, so he's still in his prime. So that's a couple years before he might drop off, but very solid player all around. Other than that, nothing on this team really stands out number-wise, but the names on the team, like Carson Kelly's a decent catcher, Christian Walker, decent first base, Nick Ahmed used to be a pretty good shortstop. Eduardo
Josh Reddick.
Yeah, Josh Reddick. So there's like names, guys on this team that you feel being together should be like a good team.
Yeah.
But the numbers on the lineup don't say anything, and the numbers in the pitching rotation, which we'll get to in a minute, definitely don't say anything. What is your overall take on the Diamondbacks from last year?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, team bottom feeder of the division, only winning 52 games. There's not really a whole lot to talk about, honestly. You talked about Ketel Marte, who's a really good young player, only playing 90 games. You would expect him to play more this upcoming season. The guys like Cole Calhoun. I forgot about Cole Calhoun, who's now a Ranger. I like Cole Calhoun. Josh Reddick. Some guys that like a couple years ago, we were really talking about a guy on their pitching staff or rotation, not staff. Bumgarner, obviously, who just a couple years ago was the best, the ace of the league, So I don't know. There's not a whole lot to talk about. But, there is some bright spots and, they are definitely rebuilding and looking to improve for the future.
And looking at the pitching rotation like we usually do, the lowest ERA out of the starters is Luke Weaver at a 4.25 ERA. No one had over a 5, which usually when you have a team this bad, there's a guy or two in the 5s. But for the most part, no one in the starting 5 had over a 5 ERA, which I guess it's a win in that situation. But you look at Mad Bum, who you mentioned was so good a couple years back, especially when it was with San Francisco.
Yeah.
He went 7-10 on a year with a 4.67 ERA. Only had 124 strikeouts and 146 innings pitched. His numbers used to be way better. Now I remember the run that they had against the Royals back in the World Series. He was unhittable. He was dominant. Yes. He came out of bullpen on short rest. I mean, he's only 31, which isn't young for a pitcher, but it's definitely not old. I mean, Scherzer is out here doing crazy stuff in his mid-30s. So
yeah. And the dude could hit too.
Yeah, he can rake, which is not a thing anymore. University.
Right. Yep.
So no more mad bombs unless they pinch hit. But crazier things have happened. He pretty sure he's done that before, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I have nothing else about the Diamondbacks. Do you have anything real quick?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised. Like you mentioned, nobody in the fives in the ERA. Pretty much every bottom feeder of every division we've looked at, there's been at least one guy in the fives or multiple. So it seemed like, and I know we talk about it every week, but if you want to be a good team, you got to be good, have a great rotation, and be good in your bullpen. So I think that's somewhere for the Diamondbacks to, in their rebuilding, to look at fixing their rotation and bullpen, and then, bringing up some young guys. But yeah, that's all I got for Arizona.
All right, so we'll move on to the fourth place team, the Colorado Rockies. They finished 74-87, an astounding 32 and a half games back at first place. It's insane how good this division was, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Looking at their roster, though, their lineup, I guess, so to speak, main guy there was Trevor Story, who is now a Red Sox. So happy about that. He had kind of a down year last year, only hit 251, had 20 stolen bases, which I like to see, 24 home runs. I mean, if your second baseman's giving you 24 home runs and 20 plus steals, I can live with that.
Yeah.
But other than that, no one hit over 300 on this lineup. I think the closest guy was Brendan Rodgers, who played 102 games. He's only 24, so he's got a bright future. But he hit 284. And, this ballpark is historically known as a hitter-friendly ballpark.
Yeah.
That's pitchers hate to pitch here, which we'll get to here in a minute, looking at their lineup or their rotation as well. The most home runs, though, was by CJ Cron. He had 28. Only 3 guys total had 20 plus home runs. If you're playing in this ballpark, you need to have more than that throughout your, especially if you want to have success with the pitchers having to deal with this also. So obviously the lineup wasn't great last year. Charlie Blackmon, he had 13 home runs. He's 34, so he's getting up there in age.
He's been there forever too, it seems like.
He really has. He didn't have a bad year, batting average wise. He hit 270, but I don't know. Lineup just not great. Do you have anything about the lineup?
I guess one thing that is sticking out to me is 1 through 8. I guess here 1 through 9, top 9. They all played 100 games, so didn't really deal with any injuries. Was Story out any towards the end, or am I just thinking that? I don't remember.
He might have been out here and there. I don't think he had a lingering injury, though.
Yeah, it wasn't anything lingering that I think
probably a
of.
short injury than just given rest days because he missed 20 games. Yeah, 20 games.
Yeah.
That might have just been rest days. I'm not for sure, though.
Right. Yeah. But, like you said, not the greatest lineup. And, it showed as they only won 74 games. But, yeah, you want to look at the pitching?
Yeah. So, as we mentioned, there's usually a guy with a high 5 ERA in these bottom feeders. Chichi Gonzalez, 3-7, 6.46 ERA.
Whew, that's rough.
That'll do it. But he's the 6th guy. The other 5, the highest ERA was 4.59. You can live with that pitching in Colorado, given their record.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want to be successful again, you need another guy like Ubaldo Jimenez. Back then, was it the 08 year or early 2010s? The dude was a unit on the mound.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
He definitely went to Baltimore and ruined his whole career. So.
Yeah.
Herman Marquez, he's been there for a while. He's 26, though. Seems like he's been there longer. He had a 4.40 ERA, 176 strikeouts in 180 innings. So about roughly right around a strikeout inning, which is, that's pretty good. Other than, nothing stands out to me on this rotation. Even the bullpen struggled.
Yeah.
Not
rough
good year for the Rockies.
And explains why they didn't win a whole lot of games. Mm-hmm. One guy I am excited about, I know we're talking about the Rockies here, but John Gray was a free agent pickup for the Rangers, and he is actually our opening day starter. I know our rotation is not very good, but I think John Gray could do some good things for us. So I saw that name and I had to mention that.
Awesome, and he's an Oklahoma boy, so.
Yeah.
All right, you good moving on to the Padres?
Yep.
All right, so Padres, they finished third, 79 and 83. A team that has a lot of star power. I mean, going into last year, you had MLB The Show cover boy Fernando Tatis Jr. on the cover. He had a good year, had a really good year. Granted, he missed 32 games.
Yeah.
But a really good year. He had 42 home runs, 97 RBIs. He did commit quite a few errors. That stat's not shown, but I know he did commit quite a few errors. I mean, that's what you want out of your star guy. He's only 22, so he's got years to grow. Another guy
32 games and hit 42 tanks.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if he played the full season.
probably get about 10 more roughly, probably
Yeah.
pushing 50.
Yeah.
But another guy that needs to have a lot of success this year is Manny Machado. He hit 278 last year, 28 bombs and 106 RBIs, which, I mean, that's good for Manny. That's kind of what he's going to be averaging at now. He's 28, so he's kind of in the prime, but he's kind of also looking outside of the prime.
Yeah. Is this his second full year with them, if I remember correctly?
The Red Sox won the series in 2018. He went there 2019, I think.
Okay, so he's been there a little bit.
Because he was with the Dodgers in 18.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second half of 18.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I think this past year was his third year, I think.
I got you. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
But I don't know. Hosmer used to be really good. He hit 269 this year, which isn't awful for a 31-year-old. I think something that stands out to me, Jake Cronenworth hit 33 doubles, which is that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is really good.
And something to know is this is kind of a pitcher-friendly ballpark. It's bigger. Often don't see a lot of moonshots flying out of here, but if you can muscle up 40 home runs, like he's did,
yeah,
saying something.
Definitely. Kids, he's a bright future of the league.
Sure. He just needs to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to talk about this lineup before we get to the rotation?
Yeah, I'm looking at Jerkson Profar. I'm thinking of all these former Rangers here, but he used to be like one of our top prospects, and he ended up being a bust for us. I know we were talking with Casey that one episode about the biggest bust, and he was probably at the top of the list, but he played 137 games, 4 home runs, 33 RBIs. Really not what everyone thought he was going to be, honestly, a couple years ago.
We'll move on to the rotation real quick. Joe Musgrove, who threw no-hitter back in May, I think. It was earlier in the year. He finished with the lowest ERA on the team with a 3.18, which that's about average now.
Yeah.
I feel like your ace should be a little bit better than a 3.18, but you can take it. Darvish, who they picked up in the offseason last year, struggled. 4.21 ERA. Sorry, 4.22 ERA. Still had 199 strikeouts, so that's pretty good. He only threw 166 innings. Blake Snell, who was another big name, had a 4.20 ERA. Chris Paddock, who had a phenomenal rookie year a couple years back, has a 5.07 ERA. It's really the rotation that's killing this team.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it's crazy because I feel like we mentioned it every episode, like we're a broken record, but the rotation, you can have a good lineup in bad rotation and still not do anything.
Yeah.
Because when it matters, you're going to need 2 or 3 guys in the playoffs to do something big.
Especially deep in the playoffs. Like, that's when you need it even the most, But to get there, even just to get deep in the playoffs, we say it every week, but it's the truth.
An example is the Dodgers. I mean, yes, they have a stacked offense, but their rotation is insane.
Yes. And it's why they won the World Series 2 years ago.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, pitching is key to winning championships, kind of like defense is in football. Yeah. That's pitching in baseball.
That's right.
Yep. You can have the offense, but they're going to get shut down every now and then. Can your pitcher shut a team down? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
All right. I think that wraps up the bottom 3. You ready for the fireworks of the top 2?
Yeah, there we go.
All right, the two teams that caught everyone's eye last year. Second place, the LA Dodgers. I don't know if there's ever been a team win 106 games and finish in second in their division. It's unfathomable. They finished one game back of the Giants and ended up playing the Giants in the NLDS, forced 5 games. It's insane that he had a 100-plus win team in the wild card game. Like
Yeah, that's not fair, right?
not fair for the other team at least. But looking at their lineup, Will Smith has come a long way. He's 26-year-old. He's kind of established himself as a main catcher there. He hit 258 last year, 25 bombs. Max Muncy, Baylor guy, hit 249 with 36 home runs. Trey Turner, they only had him 52 games. In those 52 games with him, he's hit 10 home runs and he hit 338.
Man.
That is a spark.
Yes.
Corey Seager, now with the Rangers.
Yes, sir.
95 games last year. Hit 16 home runs, 306 average. Really good for only playing that many games. I think he'll do something big this year if he can stay healthy. Turner at third base, 36-year-old. He's getting up there in age.
Yeah, he is.
He hit 278 with 27 home runs. Cody Bellinger had an awful year last year. That is one thing that I want to talk about a little bit. Cody Bellinger played 95 games, hit 165.
Man.
And he struck out 94 times.
Wow.
That is essentially a strikeout a game.
Yeah, it is. One less.
Let's look at Justin Turner, who played 151 games. He only struck out 98 times.
Goodness.
94 strikeouts in 95 games. A year after he was considered one of the best players in baseball.
Man.
He had a reality check real big.
Definitely.
Mookie Betts also had kind of a down year as far as average and home runs go, really. He only played 122 games, so that might have done something, but he only hit 264 with 23 home runs. This is a guy that's usually right around 300 with 30-plus home runs. I'm hoping he has a bounce-back year this year just because he was a Red Sox, so I love the guy still.
He's a great player, man. He's fun to watch, too.
5 tool for sure.
Yeah.
Before we get to the tank that is the pitching rotation, what is your take on this offense, I guess?
Man, they're just stacked, right? I mean, what else can you say? I mean, Max Muncy is a great hitter. They had Seager, who was a great player. Turner, Bellinger obviously had the really bad year, but looking for him to bounce back and expect him to bounce back. Mookie Betts has been like one of the best players in the league for a couple years now. Even Chris Taylor, Chris Taylor's a really good bat for them. 20 home runs, 254, playing 148 games. There's a reason that this team has been really dominant the last 4 or 5 years, I would say, in baseball. They've only won 1 ring in that time, but it seems like they're always making deep runs in the playoffs.
Yeah, and, previous episodes, I didn't go through 6 guys on a lineup, but this team had 6 dudes on a lineup that were worth talking about.
Exactly.
So that just a testament to how good this team really was last year. And yes, they pick up a big Freddie Freeman, but they also lose quite a few guys. So
yeah,
we'll get to that here in a little bit. But looking at the rotation now, this beast of rotation, Walker Buehler considered their ace, 2.47 ERA. Julio Urias, 20 wins, 2.96 ERA. Kershaw, 3.55 ERA. That's good for, I guess he'd be the third guy.
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer, don't know about his future. He's not going to play the first month, I'm pretty sure. I'd like to see him back because he's such a good pitcher, but he had a 2.59 ERA in 17 games started. Max Scherzer, the guy at the deadline, 7-0 in 11 games started with a 1.98 ERA.
Gosh.
Not to mention Buehler, 212 strikeouts. Julio Urias, 195 strikeouts.
That's insane.
This team was insane, Adam.
I know, man.
This was an insane team, and that the fact that they didn't win the World Series.
Oh yeah,
It does not make sense to me.
It really doesn't. I mean, and you think about it, when Kershaw has the highest ERA at a
Yeah.
3.5, and Kershaw's been dealing with he dealt with a lot of injuries. It seems
Yeah.
like he's always injured. But I mean, when Kershaw has the highest ERA in the rotation, that tells you something right there because we all know how good Kershaw is.
And their bullpen was so good too. Kenley Jansen,
Yes.
2.22 ERA. Blake Trinan, 1.99. Phil Bickford, 2.50. Joe Kelly, 2.86. They lost two of those guys in free agency. I know that. But dude,
I like if this team gets through the Braves, they definitely win the World Series, I think.
100%. I don't know how
Yeah.
the Braves ended up winning this series.
The Braves really just got hot at the right time.
Yeah.
Like we talked about the Braves a couple weeks ago, but I mean, if this team gets through the Braves, the Dodgers 100% go back to back.
100%. And it's insane because you line the Braves and the Dodgers up on paper, right?
Yeah.
75% of the better players are on the Dodgers.
Yep. I agree.
Give or take a little bit, but I say 3 out of 4 guys, you're going to go with the Dodgers. And the fact that they didn't get through the Braves, who were without their best player, Ronald Acuna. I don't know if that's sad that the Dodgers didn't do it or scary that the Braves were possibly that good and going to repeat this year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like looking at this puts it in a whole different perspective now.
Oh, it's insane.
Like we knew the Dodgers were good, but looking at the numbers is absolutely unbelievable.
Mind blowing, really.
It really is. I'm at a loss of words for how good this team is. So we go from one really good team to another better team in the regular season, the San Francisco Giants, who finished a game ahead of the Dodgers. This was a team I didn't think would do anything coming into the year. I don't know what you felt about this team, but coming into the year, I didn't think they'd be anything. I thought the Dodgers win the series or the division, and the Padres probably finish second, maybe the Giants third. But dude, the Giants were phenomenal.
The Giants really came out of nowhere.
They
It
did.
seemed like because the last couple of years they haven't been that good.
Right. And that's kind
And
of why I'm like,
then, yeah, I agree. And then they pop off 107 wins and win the division.
now I will say the downfall to the Giants, they have a lot of guys in their 30s.
Yeah.
Buster Posey retired this offseason that we mentioned. He was 34 last year. He still hit 304, and he only played 113 games. Brandon Belt, 33 years old. Donovan Solano, 33 years old. Crawford, 34. Longoria, 35. Alex Dickerson, 31. Mike Yastrzemski, 30. So they're old. Maybe that's why they're so good, because they've been here long enough. I don't know if they can keep it up, though.
That's a lot of guys with a lot of experience on that roster last year, which is probably why, they had Chris Bryant too for 50 games.
51 games, who ended up hitting 262 with them. So, I mean, yeah, a very good veteran squad, has a lot of MLB experience. That lineup, pretty good. Pitching rotation, though, even better.
Yeah.
Want to scroll down and talk about the rotation, or you want to say something about the lineup before?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, this is a veteran lineup, and they came out of nowhere, but it makes sense, honestly, why they were so good, and yeah, definitely the rotation. Yeah, we can talk about rotation.
The rotation, Kevin Gausman, the ace, 2.81 ERA. They do lose him this offseason, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. Anthony Desclafani, 3.17 ERA. Logan Webb, 3.03 ERA. Alex Wood, 3.83. Johnny Cueto, 4.08. So you had 3 guys, Gausman, Desclafani, and Webb, under 3.2 ERA. That's formula right there for success.
Yes, it is.
And then the bullpen looked pretty solid. Jake McGee, 2.72. Tyler Rodgers, 2.22. Garland Garcia, 2.62. Jose Alvarez, 2.37. And Zach Little, 2.92. What have we been saying, Adam, about pitching and bullpen this whole?
It's how you win games. It's the recipe to win games. Now, they got bounced in the NLDS by the Dodgers. They're bitter rivals that we just talked about. But I mean, They won their division,
Mhm.
and they beat out the Dodgers to win the division. Which is a crazy team. Obviously, we just talked about it 20 seconds ago. But I mean, it is the recipe to win.
It sucks that they shortened the stick, I guess, being so good that they had to play the Dodgers in the NLDS.
Yeah.
Because this would have been a very good series in a best of 7 NLCS. I mean, it went the distance in the DS. Imagine 7 games of these two teams.
Oh yeah, that would be incredible.
And it was such a good series too.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
So a very insane season for San Francisco. I had them finishing 3rd in my little projection, and they ended up winning 107 games.
They, like we've talked about, they really came out of nowhere. I did not expect them to do this well this past season.
Now, do you have anything else to say about last season before we get to this season?
Yeah, a quick thing about Gosman. I know you said lost him in this past off season, but he had 227 strikeouts and only given up 150 hits.
Yeah, the top two teams in this division, the second team in this division would literally win every other division in the league.
Oh, 100%.
That's how insane last year was for these two teams.
Yeah, agreed.
That's just unfathomable. Like, you don't have a second place team winning another division many times.
It's crazy.
Very. So, get to the offseason moves since we don't talk about offseason moves much. The Diamondbacks, worst team in the division easily. They added Mark Melancon, who was a closer. Doesn't really help any. Jordan Luplow, outfielder. They've signed Dan Straley, who's a starting pitcher. I don't think any of these moves do anything to help the Diamondbacks this year. I think the Diamondbacks are kind of they're in that phase where you need to start a rebuild.
Yeah.
I don't know much about their farm system, so I don't know how that looks, but I feel like they should be full-fledged rebuild right now.
Yeah, I agree.
So Diamondbacks this year, I saw them finishing 5th. I don't think any of the additions helped at all, to be honest.
They got a long ways to go to get good again.
Key departures, you mentioned Cole Calhoun earlier. And Tyler Clippard, Chris Davinsky, they're both leaving as well. So I mentioned Ian Kennedy signed. I don't think I did. I think I missed that one.
I don't think so.
But still, even Ian Kennedy signing doesn't do anything for this Diamondbacks team. I think probably 55, 60 wins, finishing 5th, if that, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a repeat of exactly last season for them.
So the Rockies now finishing 4th last year. Very confusing front office, I will say that.
We talked about this when the move happened, and we were very confused.
So you don't go out re-sign Story, but you come back and you sign Chris Bryant, who's rumored to play left field most of the time, which is odd to me.
Very odd.
I mean, Bryant should have nice numbers playing at Coors Field.
Yeah.
But it's just a weird organization.
And to me, it's not the same Chris Bryant, the Cubs Chris Bryant in his prime we had a couple years ago. He's still a great ball player, don't get me wrong. But he's not the same Chris Bryant.
Yeah, for sure. In addition to signing Chris Bryant, they do end up signing Jose Iglesias, Alex Colome, and Chad Kuhl. I still got him finished 4th. I don't know. They're kind of locked in that 4th spot for the next couple of years with the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants all being so good right now.
Yeah. This division's too good towards the top for kind of these bottom teams to make a I can't think of the word, make a run to get back up towards the top.
Make a challenge to the top teams, yeah.
Yeah.
What has been Chris Bryant's home run numbers? I'm trying to get an over-under on how many home runs he'll hit here.
Ooh.
So last year he hit 22 with San Francisco. Overall, he hit 25 overall. He's hit 167 in his career. I get a year by year. All right, so the most home runs he's had in a year, he's had
26,
39. Yeah, 26.
2016. Yeah. When they won the World Series.
And in 2019, he had 31.
Wow.
So let's put the over-under at 35 and a half. You think he hits over 35 or under 35 at Coors Field?
I'm going under.
You're going under?
Honestly. Yeah, I'm going under. Even though it is a hitter-friendly park, I'm going under.
I'll probably take the under because he is a little bit older. Yeah, I'll go under.
That 2016 Cubs team, though, man, that was something special. Coming back from 3-1 down to.
Do you have anything else to add about the Rockies?
Just how odd of a move that was. And I don't know. If you're a Rockies fan out there, leave in the comments how you feel about the offseason move y'all made and your expectations for the season.
All right, so that brings us to third place team last year, the San Diego Padres. The additions, they pick up Luke Voit via trade, which I don't know if you want him at first base or if you want him at DH. I'm not too sure. I don't know if he's a better first baseman than Eric Hosmer is fielding wise. You also add Jorge Alfaro, Nick Martinez, Luis Garcia, and Robert Suarez. They hung on to Will Myers, which kind of was a questionable. I thought they want to get rid of Myers and Hosmer at the end of last year. Listen to this list of guys that they lose though: Jake Arrieta, Ross Detweiler, Daniel Hudson, Pierce Johnson, Keone Kela, Jake Marisnick, Tommy Pham, Jerickson Profar, Craig Stammen, and Vince Velasquez.
Goodness.
That's a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of them were important pieces to this team, but that's a lot of dudes to lose.
Yeah, that is a lot.
So my prediction on this team, I think they finished second because I think the Giants take a step back. I think last year was just an insane year.
Yeah.
I think the Giants take a step back. That opens the door for second place for San Diego. That's if Tatis can stay healthy because he's a dude.
Yeah. And we talked about it before. He's already going to be out coming into the season, right?
Yeah.
First couple weeks.
Yeah, because he injured his wrist on a motorcycle or something.
Yeah. So that's already a great start for them towards the season.
I don't
You
know.
got him second?
Second or third. The rotation is what scares me about this team. Like they have good names in the rotation, but they didn't get the results last year.
Yeah.
Like Yu Darvish had an awful year last year.
I didn't realize he was 34. I
Because
thought he was a lot younger than that.
Yeah, he's one of the Japanese signers with Texas,
Yeah.
right?
We brought him up, yeah.
So now I question if San Francisco can do what they did last year.
I know. That's what's hard.
I'll go third or second. I'll go second.
You're going to take second?
Yeah.
Man, I don't think Tatis is going to be able to stay healthy. So for that reason, I'm going to leave him third.
I'd say second because Luke Voigt's going to come in playing very angry with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because he basically got pushed out because he's a very good hitting first baseman.
Yeah.
I've witnessed that many times being a Red Sox fan. He just kind of got pushed out because, Rizzo's a bigger name. They were going after Freeman, who was a bigger name, which they are, but he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. And I think
definitely
that'll help. Yeah, I got to finish in second. I hope, maybe.
I'll keep him third.
All right. Next up, that brings us the Dodgers, who finished in first.
Yes, 100%.
Not much to talk about, except for the dude named Freddie Freeman, who signed for 6 years, $162 million.
Man.
Give me the money.
That dude won the World Series and then got paid.
Mm-hmm. To go along with Freeman, they re-signed Kershaw and Chris Taylor, who two huge pieces. They also pick up Andrew Heaney. They lost Kenley Jansen. Joe Kelly, Corey Knebel, I've never said that name right, and Max Scherzer, also Corey Seager. So that's
Yeah.
3 dudes in the bullpen that they're losing.
And hear me out on this one. They re-signed Kershaw to a 1-year deal.
Mhm.
I'm thinking before the deadline, Rangers make a trade and Kershaw comes home.
What do you give up for him?
Oh gosh, I don't know. He's getting old. Just come home, man. Let's win a ring here. I know I need to stop talking about the Rangers. I'm just excited. But that's my prediction.
I got them finishing first. I don't know about a playoff run because of the bullpen. Because they, like I mentioned, they lost 3 of their top 5 guys in the bullpen.
Yeah.
You lose Scherzer. Kershaw is not going to be. He'll probably be mid-3 ERA, like a 3.3 or 3.4, because he's getting older. He's still a great pitcher. But on the flip side, you still have Bueller, you still have Urias, you still have Bauer if he comes back, who's a phenomenal pitcher. You still have other dudes to step up into that spot. It's just playoff time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Very talented
And-
offense, probably the best offense in the league, hands down.
And what will the rest of the NL look like when we get to October, So I still think they're going to win the division. They're one of the best teams in baseball. It'll be interesting to see if that rotation and bullpen, how long, they can hold up. So, yeah, I still got them winning the division. Over 100 games, won again.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. They've both gone, they win the division, 100 games. Now, the reigning division champion, the San Francisco Giants. Sorry, messed that up somehow. They lose a couple guys. They did end up keeping Desclafani, Alex Wood, Alex Cobb, Matthew Boyd was added, and Carlos Rodon was also added.
Yeah.
That's where I
big name.
think they could still finish second. But it's the only big offensive guy they added was Jock Peterson, who I'm assuming will come in and be the DH because I don't think his fielding is too phenomenal. They re-signed Brandon Belt, but they lose Bryant Gossman, Chatwood, Cueto, Jose Quintana, Donovan Solano, Tony Watson, and Alex Wood.
Man.
Quite a few guys that they're losing. But I don't know. That's kind of why I had them finishing third because I don't know if their offense can pick up the slack that they're losing.
Yeah.
Buster Posey, one of my favorite catchers growing up. Sucks to see him retire, but you kind of had the feeling because he started playing more first base too the past couple of years. I'll stick with third on the Giants.
I'll leave them in second, probably around high 80s, low 90 win team. But I still think the Dodgers win this by a landslide.
Okay. I had a question I was going to ask you and I forgot about it. It's a good one too. Oh, so bold prediction since you've been talking about the Rangers because we've wrapped up the NL West now.
Yeah.
Ranger fan, Jack Leiter, does he make an appearance this year?
Yes.
Make an appearance.
Yes.
Okay.
I think probably about halfway mid-season.
Mid-season?
Yeah.
I'll say September call it.
You think September?
Yeah. I can see him wait until September because I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, probably not.
But they'll probably still want to give him a taste of the big leagues and then bring him up full-time April 1st next year.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's starting Double-A, if I know correctly.
Yeah, that's probably right because he was drafted last year, so it'd go through all the low A's.
Yeah.
Be solid Double-A. All right, so with the NL West wrapped up, that was the 6th and final division of our MLB division previews. It's been a fun 6 weeks, fun 6 videos, all leading up to next week, opening day. Considering everything we've talked about, what division do you think is going to be the best division in baseball? Because we talked about all 6, and I'm leaning toward one.
Man, I don't know. There's so many good NL divisions, I feel like, too.
There
Like
are.
this one, and then the East. The East is going to be good, too, I feel like. Man, I don't know, man. I think I'm just ready for baseball, man.
Right.
Especially with the lockout. But I'm gonna go, man. I I don't even know what to say. I mean, the Dodgers are gonna be good. I don't know.
I'll
I
get
think the AL West could be really good too.
my pick. Pretty easy for me because I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm saying the AL East because 1 through 4 they could literally interswap at any given time.
Yeah.
And Baltimore are kind of the bottom feeders, but 1 through 4 pretty solid. I'll take the AL East as the best of it.
Well, and I could agree with you on that because after we did the AL East video, it seemed like there was more moves.
Yeah.
Y'all got Story, and there was some stuff with I can't remember if it was Toronto or
Yeah, Toronto got Gossman, who
Toronto, yeah.
solidified the pitching rotation that we were questionable about.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I could definitely see that the East being the best.
Okay, and on the flip side, what is the worst division?
Ooh,
I think it'd have to
worst
be
division.
AL Central.
Yes, AL Central.
Pretty easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, since we've talked about the Central, the Twins went out and signed Carlos Correa. That's kind of everyone thought he was going to Detroit, and then all of a sudden, hey, I'm in Minnesota.
Is that I know Correa is good,
Mm-hmm.
but is that gonna totally like make them better? Like, I mean, it will, but like to make a run,
Is he a top 3 shortstop?
man,
Everyone says he's top 3. I don't know if he's top 3.
man. There's so many good shortstops in the league, man.
I mean, you got to mention Trey Turner, who's very, very good.
Yeah.
Corey Seager, I would have put in top 3 because he hasn't had a fully healthy season in a little bit.
Tatis, well,
Tatis.
he's not the best in the field.
I'm saying like overall, not like shortstop, defensive,
Yeah.
defense and hitting. Francisco Lindor before last year, top 3.
Yep.
Bogarts, questionable. He's on the brink of top 3. I wouldn't put him in top 3, but he's on the brink of it. Baez.
Is Bo Bichette, is he
Shortstop.
third base or shortstop?
Shortstop. Especially
I'm pretty
since
sure.
Chapman came over. He's definitely shortstop.
Yeah.
Oh, Chapman, another guy that Toronto added.
Yeah. There's a lot of good shortstops.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know.
I don't think Correa turns them around. I mean, I think they'll be better. But I mean, Chicago had a good year last year. Can they do that again?
Right.
Who knows? And then the rest kind of just I don't know. I mean, the Twins will probably could finish second now. Weren't we talking about them at the bottom?
I think so.
And then they got Correa.
Every time we talk about something, something happens. All right, I have 4 more very difficult questions for you, and I'll answer them too.
All right.
Who is the AL MVP at the end of the year?
My man Corey Seager.
Oh,
Corey Seager for MVP.
MVP season?
Yes. No, I legit think he's gonna make some noise this year.
Okay.
If not Seager, it'll probably be like Shohei.
Yeah, I'll go with Vladdy.
Okay.
I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He had a very good argument to be MVP last year, but Shohei Ohtani was the best player ever last year.
Yes.
So, I mean, the dude hit, 50 home runs? Vladimir did?
Yeah.
Still MVP. So, I'll take Vladimir Guerrero Jr. this year, even though I want it to be like Rafael Devers or somebody, but it's going to be Vladimir, I think.
Yeah.
Following up that, saying an AL, who is the Cy Young this year?
Ooh, Cy Young. I'm trying to think with all the moves that have happened.
Gossman, who won the NL Cy Young.
I know.
Syndergaard in LA. I don't think he'll be a Cy Young though. Verlander's going.
Yeah. Verlander's getting old.
Right.
What you got? Garrett Cole. I don't think Cole will. Shohei, maybe?
Awesome.
I don't know.
Giolito is okay.
Yeah.
I think the early favorite for me is Gossman.
Yeah.
which
I can get behind
being a Red
that.
Sox fan because you got the Cy Young and the MVP on Toronto. Sucks being a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, that does.
That's rough. The more I think about it, the more worried I think we're going to finish second or third. Trying to think of another like big name pitcher.
Bieber.
Bieber solid.
He's solid.
Who won Cy Young last year in the AL?
Oh, I just blanked. 21. Let me look here.
Oh, was it a homeboy from Seattle?
Robbie Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could he go back to back?
I don't know. He could.
I'm going Gossman still, which sucks.
He had a great year last year, Gossman. I could see him winning it. I don't know. What will Garrett Cole do? I think it'd be cool if Shohei won it.
That would
Even
be
though
insane. MVP last year, Cy Young this year.
I hate that he's in my division.
Right.
And I mean, obviously, how much is he going to pitch with? He's just a freak athlete. I don't know. I think it'd be, if I would want someone to win, it would be Shohei because I feel like that'd be really cool, even though I don't want Los Angeles to be good.
Right.
But I could see Robbie Ray, Gosman, or Garrett Cole. I mean, Cole maybe. Those probably be my top picks.
I think my top three are Gossman, Robbie Ray. I want to throw like a sleeper in there. Tyler Glass now, if he can have a healthy season.
All right.
Dude's sick. If he can have a healthy season, that he's got filthy stuff. I will say that.
Oh yeah.
But
I like the sleeper. I like the sleeper pick.
I always got to go with sleeper. You know this.
Yeah.
Always go with the sleeper. So I probably know where the next two questions are. Who's the NL MVP?
NL MVP.
I think Bryce Harper won it last year.
Yeah. Oh man, you think Mookie can have another MVP like season? I think Mookie could have a big year. I don't know. MVP.
I have a couple guys. I'm thinking Juan Soto.
Oh yeah.
Is Acuna starting day one, or is he going to come back in the middle of the year? I don't know how.
I know he tore his ACL like in the summer, so I'm not sure his recovery.
So if Acuna is starting day one, I could see him making a run for MVP.
That's true because he's going to come back ready to play after missing the World Series, man.
Yeah.
I would go with Acuna if he's ready.
I think my early pick right now is Soto. And I guess I'll give a sleeper on this one. I don't know if there's a sleeper MVP. You said Mookie, right?
Yeah.
Matt Olson.
Okay. Matt Olson.
Kind of filling in for Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
That's kind of a reach. I don't think it'll happen, but kind of a sleeper. And then the NL Cy Young.
DeGrom.
Easily. If he can stay healthy 100%.
Yeah.
You have a sleeper for Cy Young?
Sleeper. Let's see.
I mean, sleeper, but Freddie Peralta, Corbin Burns.
Yeah.
Any one of those three from Milwaukee.
Charlie Morton. That's kind of a stretch, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, he had a good year a couple years ago down in Tampa.
Yeah.
So I could see that being a sleeper, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Walker Buehler, Julio Urias, anyone on the Dodgers.
I want to see Kershaw get back to that level, man, and then come back to Texas.
All right. And I guess one more final question. Who is in the World Series and who wins it?
All right. I like it. Oh, man. Can the Dodgers get back there with the bullpen? I don't know. I would like to say Dodgers represent the NL, and I'll go with that because I think they're going to be one of the best teams. I am kind of iffy on that with how we talked about just them losing a bunch of guys in the bullpen. AL. Oh man, who do I take in the AL? I mean, the top three in the AL East
Right.
can definitely make a push for it. Um, the Astros won't be back. There's no way.
No.
I think they're done. Um, yeah, probably. I'm gonna say someone from the AL East. I know you're gonna hope it's your Red Sox,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Not the Yankees.
No. So I'll make two different picks here for the AL. One being a homer, I got the Red Sox.
All right.
One being a realist, Toronto.
Yeah. Toronto's gonna be legit, man.
And then the NL, I'm gonna go Milwaukee. I think they get over
Okay.
the hump. They have a phenomenal rotation, phenomenal bullpen. They just need the offense, and
Yeah.
I think they can piece it together this year.
Yeah.
The only other competition they're going to have in the Central is St. Louis, which don't get me wrong, very good team. But I think we both agreed Milwaukee finishing first easily.
Yeah.
Chicago didn't make enough moves that are going to impact that division race at all. Pittsburgh being Pittsburgh, Cincinnati being Cincinnati. I have Milwaukee from the NL and either the Blue Jays or the Red Sox in the AL.
I like
I'll
that.
take the AL team winning it.
Okay. All right. Who wins the All-Star game?
AL.
AL? Yeah,
AL is so good. I don't understand.
I
When
know.
you think of NL, the Dodgers have most of the guys. Like there's a couple other guys spread out here, like Christian Yelich or the guys on Atlanta and the pitching staff from Milwaukee and New York. But the AL is like four different teams in the East are phenomenal. Two teams in the West are very all-star powered, being Houston and the Angels.
Yeah.
Then you have a couple guys on your team.
Yeah.
But I'd take AL.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think I can think of any other questions.
7 days.
7 days.
I'm excited.
Who knew we'd get here?
8 days for me, actually, because the Rangers don't play till Friday.
I need to look at the Red Sox. That's probably the same for the Red Sox.
Yeah. We play in Toronto. And I haven't heard anything, but because Toronto, Canada's crazy. So unvaccinated players can't play.
Yeah.
So that could be really interesting. The one thing I know for sure is Marcus Semien will play because he played in Toronto last year. So he had to be vaccinated. So
Let me see if ESPN has put out the TV schedule for opening day. Because I'm assuming they'd have, oh man, ESPN2 at 7 o'clock, Cincinnati at Atlanta.
you got to show the defending champs on.
Yeah, it's kind of irritating because that's ESPN2. What's on ESPN? Maybe they haven't done it yet.
Are they going to do their whole banner ceremony and rings?
Probably should.
Braves, that game?
I was really hoping we get Houston at LA because Shohei's pitching.
That would be awesome.
Boston plays first game of the year on Thursday, so I'm a little salty now that great game, Atlanta at least, but I'm a little salty to get Shohei.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Especially if we're able to live. Obviously, we wouldn't show the screen or the noise because it's copyright, but
I mean, you got to love Red Sox Yankees opening day, though.
oh yeah, first game of the year too.
That's sweet.
Bang.
Yeah.
I don't know. Great little trip these last 6 weeks through the MLB divisions.
It was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
Very
Glad
fun.
we stuck with it.
Very
Knowing the last time we tried to do this, COVID ended our podcast.
yeah. Yeah, so man, 7 days away from MLB opening day, 8 days for the Rangers. Long year ahead. And I'm here for every step of the way. I love baseball season, man. It gets me going. So
Excited.
what's next? We just finished this series. We're finishing the next series Tuesday.
Yep.
Where do we go from here? Just back to normal recaps, or
we'll be talking about baseball. We can talk about NFL free agency and coaching changes, all that, because there's been a lot of stuff in the NFL. the USFL starts. I don't know if we want to talk about that.
We'll
I
see.
don't know.
It's
That's
opening week. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
yeah, I know. I don't. I feel like baseball should be definitely ahead of that. And then, well, we could talk about playoffs.
Mhm.
We'll have NBA playoffs coming up. Sadly, our team won't be in it, but we have a bright future. But
We're in the
we can
lottery.
talk about, yeah, yeah. I guess NBA playoffs. That's the next big series we'll do, I guess.
And I'm gonna try to get some stuff going for the future here. Some guests, maybe.
Cool.
So just because the little 6 weeks of fun comes to an end, we still got a lot of stuff ahead of us.
Oh yeah.
A lot of really good episodes that we're gonna put out to you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Hit us up on Twitter. Yeah, get us out there if you want to come on.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching too. The last couple of videos got some good views. Keep it up. We'd love to have, like you were just about to say, we'd love to have a guest on. Let us know. Comment on one of our videos. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah, the overwhelming support we've had on these last 6 episodes of the MLB Division Series. It's been insane. I started with the AL East.
Yeah.
Over 150 views last time I checked, and that's unheard of for our channel. So that's insane, seeing that many views. Truly,
we love doing this just because it's fun, But that makes us want to go even more, when we see that view count.
This all started in a car on the way down to Arlington.
Yes, on SoundCloud.
Yeah, on SoundCloud.
Why did we pick SoundCloud? What were we thinking?
Because we weren't thinking, oh, hey, let's actually record us and put it on YouTube. We were thinking audio. What's the best way to go audio? And we said,
oh my goodness.
Because all SoundCloud rappers are on audio. So, but yeah, definitely this little series we've done has brought in a lot of you guys viewing it, and we appreciate it all. So thank you guys for watching these videos. Keep it up. Just because this is over doesn't mean we're over. We got a lot more stuff coming up. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely keep up. You got anything else before we log off?
I think we're good. We'll be back next Tuesday to talk about the Final Four and National Championship for college. And then we'll be back a week from tonight. Opening day.
Coach K going out a champion, and then got opening day, back-to-back episode.
Ooh, we'll see. Go Tar Heels.
No.